Hello, Ebon Pinion, back with another knife fight for you. Today's knife fight is the Kershaw Emerson CQC 6K versus the Mtech USA Ballistic MT-A854. Okay, so now as to which one would I choose, it would be this one, Kershaw Emerson. I really like this knife. Very good knife. But this one's not bad, but I think this one's higher quality. This one looks higher quality, but this one's actually higher quality, I think. Handles, well, you have an aluminum handle in a stainless steel bolster on one side and full stainless liners for the Mtech, so it makes for a very strong bodied knife, whereas on the Emerson, the Kershaw Emerson, you have a G10 handle scale over a stainless liner and then stainless frame on this side. Still quite strong, actually. So as far as which one has a stronger handle, it's kind of hard to decide. And not focusing on locks but on the handle, they both have pretty strong handles. Pocket clips, well, advantage has to go to the Kershaw Emerson because it has a reversible pocket clip for tip up right hand or left hand carry. And it's a personal preference to me, it's a much smaller pocket clip, but the idea that it's for both sides is a big plus, whereas the Mtech just has the one for right hand tip up carry. They both have lanyard holes. Pretty good sized lanyard holes too. Deployment. With the Mtech you get a assisted opener. You either can use the finger flipper or the thumb studs. Kershaw Emerson, you have a thumb disc, ambidextrous thumb disc, or, and this is one of the biggest advantages this knife has for deployment, is the spur right here, the wave, Emerson wave as it's called, because as you pull it from your pocket, it snags on your pocket and opens instantly. And so I have to give, for deployment, you know, in an emergency situation, I'd have to give it to the Kershaw Emerson, but just saying, you know, you're pulling it out, you have it out of your pocket, you know, they both are quite fast, but I would have to say, you know, I'll go with the Mtech on that, but for like an emergency self-defense situation, definitely go with the Kershaw Emerson on that. Locks. Well, the Mtech has a liner lock, and it's pretty sturdy, and the Kershaw Emerson has a frame lock. So I'd rather go with the frame lock, personally. I find them to be much better locks than a liner lock. That being said, there are times when a liner lock may outdo a frame lock if it's made well enough. You know, there's some crappy frame lock folders out there, and there's some really good liner lock folders, and vice versa. But as is with these, I would go with the Emerson for a stronger lock, Kershaw Emerson. As far as ergonomics, they're both pretty ergonomic, but I'd have to say that for being more comfortable, I'd probably go with the Mtech. It has a much thicker handle and it's more palm filling, you know. But even in the reverse grip, they're both pretty good in the reverse grip. So I mean, they're both pretty ergonomic. But the Mtech just feels more comfortable to me. As far as safety, you know, when using these knives, both of them have really crappy jimping. You know, the jimping on both sucks, but the Kershaw Emerson at least has a thumb ramp, and it's a pretty good deep finger choil. The Mtech has the advantage of having the finger flipper as the guard, but no thumb ramp, so it's, you know, I guess if it all came down to it, I'd go with the Emerson because of the thumb ramp and the deep finger groove that lock your hand in there. Now if this one had more effective jimping, at least it may be on par or even better than the Emerson on that, but as it is, I'm going with the Kershaw Emerson. Blades. Now with the Mtech, you get a drop point, high hollow grind. Kershaw Emerson, you get a hollow grind. It's not very high, but it's a good hollow grind. So they both do very good at slicing. Excuse me. Piercing, you're going to be able to pierce a lot easier with the clip point on the Kershaw Emerson, while the drop point on the Mtech isn't going to be able to pierce quite as easily. For which one has a thicker tip, that has to go to the Emerson. Has a thicker tip, so it's going to be a much stronger tip, in my opinion. So it still has good slicing and a strong tip, but with the higher hollow grind, you're probably going to get a much better slicing out of the higher hollow grind. Blade steels. Kershaw Emerson uses 8CR13 MOV, and the Mtech uses 440A. Now, 8CR13 MOV is going to be slightly better than 440A. Not by a whole lot, but it's going to be better, you know, nevertheless, by something. Yeah. So, I'd go with that. And also the finishes, well, you got more of a sort of mirror finish on the 440A. And then you have a satin finish here with a stone washing on the grind. Stone washing is supposed to help with corrosion resistance and stuff like that. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's up to you to decide if you come across both these knives. Price-wise, you're going to get the Mtech, of course, cheaper. But I think the Kershaw Emerson, you're not going to find this for much more than you are the Mtech. The Mtech you might find for like 20, and you can get the Kershaw for like 30. So I would definitely get the Kershaw Emerson, because this is a great high quality knife. And this Mtech, nevertheless, is still a pretty good knife. Pretty high quality and pretty well made. But as it is, again, I'd go with the Kershaw Emerson. So anyway, that's Knife Fight. Thanks for watching. God bless.